I was asked a question there this morning by a chap who is thinking of going into business on his own account, and he was asking me, was a particular industry a good one to get into? In other words, was this particular area of activity good and profitable, and would he do well, and would he get clients and so on? And I had to tell him that it's very, very difficult, in fact it's impossible and silly, to state with any degree of confidence or certainty that a particular industry is going to be profitable for you and a particular industry is one to be avoided, because ultimately the success that you're going to experience or failure, if that's your lot, will be down to yourself. So let me explain. If somebody asked you or asked me, is the legal industry a good one to get into? The answer obviously is yes and no. In other words, there's many, many solicitors and barristers doing exceptionally well, and there are even more probably who are struggling perhaps to make a living. And the exact same thing applies to every industry, whether it's property investment or property development or retailing or the licensed trade or whatever area of activity, whatever sphere of commercial activity you get involved in. There's going to be winners and there's going to be losers, and it's up to you as an individual to carve out your particular niche, your particular book of clients or book of customers or whatever. But it is stupid, quite frankly, to say such and such an industry should be avoided or such and such an industry is a great one to get into. Because, as I say, in every industry, whether it's hair and beauty, whether it's nails, whether it's pizzas, regardless, there are winners and there are losers, and you cannot be definitive. So the question is not a good one. In other words, can I or will I succeed, or is there an opening in Ireland, for example, for a particular service? Because there's an opening everywhere, provided the service is one that's in some sort of demand, provided you're good, provided you're at the top of your game. And as I said, no matter what area of activity, no matter what sphere of activity, commercial activity you get involved in, there will be winners and there will be losers, and it is entirely down to you to succeed. And my view is that a particular individual, whether it's a man or a woman, who succeeds in any industry would actually probably succeed in virtually every other industry, because the same requirements, the same attitude, the same characteristics are the things which will drive a person, allow a person to succeed. But you cannot be definitive or dogmatic or prescriptive about the industry. It's not the industry, it's the person or company or commercial concern in the industry. They can make it a success. And as I say, if you look at accountants or look at solicitors or look at management consultants, the top of the game, Premier League soccer players, top of the game, you're making a fortune. But if you're down in Division 4 or playing League of Ireland or whatever, you might be earning the average industrial wage, you might be earning a part-time wage, you might be doing it for a hobby, but the difference between the top and the bottom is enormous. So you can't say, is soccer a good career to get into? It is if you get into the Premier League. It's not if you end up scratching around with a part-time contract in the lower echelons of a league in some part of Europe. So point is, you cannot be prescriptive, you cannot be dogmatic about industries. What you need to do if you have an intention to set up a business yourself, what you need to do is understand the industry, understand your strengths, and build your business. The success or failure of your business will be entirely down to you. I hope you find this video useful. If you do, I would appreciate if you gave it the thumbs up down below, and you may be interested in subscribing to my YouTube channel. If you are, just hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon, and you'll be notified every time I bring out a new video. And I bring out a new video twice a week.